guys, I have someone off camera, so this is going to take me about 2 hours longer to film than it should. Say hi. This is where you would say hi. Hi.
Hi.
I'm currently tricking to myself into thinking that I can be a successful YouTube channel and that I can do DIYs. So I made some mediocre bookmark designs based off of Stargirl by Jerry Spinelli, which I reveal will be coming out next week of because I was too lazy to film it in advance and be reasonable with my scheduling. Okay guys, so here's the things that you're gonna end up needing for this. Scissors. I use sewing, like cutting and weird design scissors, but you can use whatever scissors you want. Just make sure that you can get the jagged edge on it. So then you're gonna need some twine and markers that coincide with the book cover. I'm also gonna use a hot glue gun. Mine's really old, so I had a lot of problems with it. So you have a newer one, that works better. And 2 business envelopes. You really only need 1 for the project, but you know, you'll mess up on everything, so it's fine. You're gonna cut down the envelope so that in the middle is where you end up cutting everything out. Just make sure that you have the all the folding parts still visible, so that when you make the smaller envelope out of it and glue it all back together, it's still recognizable where you took it from. So then you're going to have to line these up pretty perfectly, and you're going to be using the hot glue gun. Warning, because children watch this, don't burn yourself. And you're going to glue down the sides so that it looks like you hadn't even cut it at all, just that it had a jagged edge on it in the first place. You're not going to deal with the top of the letter yet. That should still be completely intact, so the whole folding over part shouldn't be touched at all yet. You're going to deal with that in a few minutes. You just want the bottom bits of glue to be dry first so everything looks okay and professional. Make sure that everything is flattened out because this will be inside of your book and you don't want it to be like a very clear bulge in it. Otherwise you'd be using cardboard or something similar. If you don't mind doing that, that's a lot easier than doing this process. So now you're going to cut off, now the glue is dry, the top of it, and you're going to glue that part back down. So the 2 parts that should be connected, you're going to glue those together so that it'll still fold over recognizably, but you're going to have the jagged edge on all sides, which is going to look better with the stamps you're going to be making later. So now that that part's done, you're going to be working on the stamps. This is based off of page 72 in the book, where it's her letter that that Stargirl gave to Leo. So I copied the symbols on the front of the book in the same colors as the front of the book. You can do whatever book you want. I don't control your life, and frankly this is a very unknown book, so you're probably not going to be doing this project for it anyway. So once you have both of those colors, you're going to have to make sure that you cut basically a square with a bit of extra room for the hole puncher to go and for string to go through it. But in general you want to get a square because what you're trying to do is you're trying to make it look like a stamp because the whole basis of it was a card or a letter that she gave to him. This is supposed to be very rudimentary, so you don't really have to pay that much fine attention to detail, and the actual drawings can be very not visible because the next thing you're going to do is you're going to take the hot glue and you're basically going to outline and then fill in the shapes that you just colored in so that it's still a bit more of a 3D shape, just so that it's better than if you just like use paper. And you're going to then take your hole punch on the original envelope while those 2 things dry, and you're going to hole punch it and then string through a bit of the twine from earlier. Make sure it's big enough that you can actually knot it and see it very clearly. So what you're going to do is you're going to knot that through the top, and you're going to leave about a foot extra since you're going to cut it down later and you need all the extra string for the other 2 parts that you're going to be connecting to it. Hot glue down the end of that knot if you don't want it to get loose, and then repeat this same thing for the 2 stamps that you have made. You're going to have to be more careful as you close the stamp twine, and you're going to make sure that this one is about half the length of whatever length you're using for the bookmark. You can trim it down later, so make sure that there's more rather than less string than you think you need. Now you have to measure out, as I'm showing you here, the amount of string with your book. Make sure that the bottom of the envelope is reaching about the 3rd quarter of your book, and then cut off the string about an inch over where the book ends. And then you're going to tie that off, but instead of just tying it off on itself, you're going to connect it to the drawing of the girl that you've already drawn. After that, you're going to need to connect the picture of the star about halfway farther up the string. And you're going to need to glue that down if you're not so sure about it. But then you have your completed bookmark for more time than you would probably care to use, but for cheaper than it would end up buying one. I'm trying to think of how to end it. I forgot what the last clip was.
I was about to try to tell you what the last clip was. Oh my god. I think it was probably this.
Okay.
We're good.
You good?
We're good.
Am I good?
I'm fine.
I'm not. I'm not okay. Need to hit record. And then pause so I can screenshot it later. 5 hours. I'm okay. You know what? Leave room by the side for text. Let's just do that while we're at it. Cool.
Oh my God.
I'm done. Bye. will need, even though the shot's upside down, so you probably shouldn't even be looking at it. Scissors and a shot on my tripod. Random ball of string, which I apparently didn't get a clear shot of. That's fun. 3 different markers coinciding with the book cover. You don't have to do the book I'm doing, but, you know, I did, so deal with it. You can tell that I'm on, like, hour 5 of this because I gave up. I gave up. Like, I should be describing what's going on right now. I gave up. I gave up. We are on minute 15 of this, and I have to restart because I was being too mad, and I'm supposed to be happy and cheery. So, do you want to hear the fake voice I put on half the time when I film? Do you want to hear it in person? No, you can talk now. I have to restart it anyway.
You were mad at yourself for not focusing on a string, Carolyn. A string.
Dude, it was a bad shot. It was a bad shot. I did not crop it well. You want me to
shoot the string.
Should I do the stereotypical, like, cheery YouTuber voice this whole time? Because I feel like you're gonna laugh if I do that.
No, I won't. I'll laugh at other things, but not that. I'll laugh at the fact that my door is closed and that there's a motorcycle outside and that my dog is blonde, but not at you, I swear. I literally laughed the other day because I saw my poster on my wall and I just burst out laughing. I think there's something wrong.
There's a lot wrong with this situation.
It's all the years I've been depressed, and this is just the happiness I was bottling up that I wouldn't allow people to see coming out. Just all the laughing.
That's how depression works.
Obviously.
Yeah. Okay. I like how this has a better shot of me than my actual camera. I just want to say that. Like... Screenshot, put in video. That's gonna be my thumbnail. 3, 2, 1.